If you guys are serious about becoming a faster, more efficient runner, I got you, because today we're going to go over one thing that you can add into your training that is going to drastically improve your running and help you become a more efficient runner. Let's hop into the workout. I'll explain what we're doing, why we're doing it, and also show you some clips of the workout that we're doing today to help you become a more efficient runner.
This 12-week prep is my way of documenting what I'm doing to reach my goal of a sub 135 half marathon. Throughout this series, I will document everything I'm doing leading up to the Nebraska Half Marathon on April 28th. The running, the lifting, the nutrition, the supplementation. I will show you everything you need to do to show up prepared for your next race, because no one's going to go do it for you. You have to take action, because the grind, it never stops. Welcome to the video, guys. Today, we are going to talk about how you can become a better runner by implementing this style of training into your running and lifting program. Before we hop in it, guys, if you guys find anything helpful in this video, make sure that you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel for me. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'd be happy to help out in any way that I can. I'm recording these videos and these podcasts each week to really document what I'm doing in preparation for this sub 135 half marathon. So I love to help you out any way that I can. Just leave a comment below. So today we're going to talk about Fartlek Intervals. That's right, you heard me, Fartlek Intervals. This is something that you can implement into your training that is going to help you start to increase your mile pace and is going to help your legs getting used to the faster turnover and just a higher cadence when you run. Now, basically what Fartlek Intervals do is it's still going to be more of a higher intensity run, and we'll talk about how to structure this in your program, how many times a week you should do this, and really how you're going to implement this in your program a little bit later. With Fartlek Intervals, you're going to toggle back and forth between a faster paced run and a slower paced jog recovery. This is going to allow you to start to build that VO2 and get used to running at faster paces. And what it's also going to do is it's going to help you start to build out some endurance, because instead of just regular interval training where, say, you run for a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes at a really hard pace and then you rest for a minute or 90 seconds or whatever your rest time is, with Fartlek Intervals, you're going to be continuously running. So even when you're in that lower pace, you're still running at jog recovery. And what this does is this allows your body to learn how to recover while you're still running. It can be very challenging at times, and it's not something that I would say is super fun all the time, but is something that you can add to your training that is going to make a huge difference as a runner. So for example, this is my Fartlek workout that I have for today. So my goal for the Nebraska Half Marathon is to run a sub 135 half marathon. And what that adds up to be is about 7:15 average minute per mile pace. So I'm in my second week of my training, which my training will be 12 weeks long. And this week, what I'm doing is I'm doing 4 rounds of a 5-minute run at a 7:30 minute per mile pace. And I'm going to do 1 minute jog recovery at a 10-minute per mile pace. So this is basically going to turn into 24 minutes of continuous runs. So throughout this run, I'm not stopping at all. There's no walking whatsoever. We're going to be running continuously. We're just going to be toggling back and forth between those faster paces and the slower paces. As the weeks go on, what I'm going to start to do is start to creep that pace down closer to 7:15, 7 minutes, and get used to running at goal half marathon pace or even just a little bit faster. Like I said, this is something that is definitely more on the higher intensity side of workouts. And like I always say, 80% of your training should really be structured around slower aerobic runs where you're running at or below your max aerobic heart rate. So we've talked about this in previous videos where to find your max aerobic heart rate, you take 180 minus your age, and that's going to give you a number. And you're going to run at or below that number. So for me, I'm 27 years old. I'm going to take 180 minus 27, and that's going to give me 153. So I want to do most of my runs at or below this heart rate at a lower, slower pace, somewhere between like 8.5 to 10-minute mile paces. The other 10 to 20% of the time, you're going to do intervals like this, where you're getting your body used to those faster paces. You're working on improving your VO2 max and your heart rate recovery. And this is really going to be the perfect combination to help you really achieve your best performance, especially if you have a race in mind that you're signing up for, or you have a goal that you want to achieve on a 5K, 10K, half marathon, or even full marathon. So like I said, the main thing with Fartlek Intervals is that it is a continuous pace. And over time, you can start to stretch out, like I said, the time duration. So if, for example, you're running 5 minutes at a certain pace, say it's a 5 minutes at a 7:30 like we're going to run today, eventually you're going to be able to start to drag out the interval duration. So you're going to start to go maybe 6 minutes, 7 minutes, and just gradually increase that over time. Or what you can also do is you can start to increase the pace. So instead of 7:30, maybe you're going to shoot for 7:20. Instead of 7:20, you're going to shoot for 7:15, 7:10. Even just those little changes over time are going to make a huge difference in your training, and it's really going to help you become a better, more efficient runner. I'm going to drink my electrolytes. We're going to hop into this workout. I'm going to be wearing my polar chest strap to get some really accurate heart rate data. I'm going to do this workout on the Assault Runner today. You can do this outside. You would just have to program it with a fitness device watch so you can know your time duration or use some sort of watch to track. The best way to do it would be to find a flat stretch of land or find a track that you can go to. That way, because when you're running at these harder paces, there's a lot of hills, it's going to mess up that average amount of time. So we're going to drink some electrolytes. I'm going to get warm, go through the quick run, and then I'm gonna go over my heart rate data after the workouts and show you how I did over the course of the workout today.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact. Taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat. Put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag. Cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel. I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real. But how's it supposed to feel?
Oh man, this is how it should look when you're done with an effective Fartlek interval session. It is a reach to keep those paces, and honestly sometimes that minute jog recovery is actually worse than the pace. You're just like, man, my legs are just hurt, your legs are burning, just sweating. So I'm gonna get a scoop of Fit Grind electrolytes. I'm gonna start that process. I sweated a bunch in that workout. I ended up doing it on the Assault Runner today, just to really keep track of specific paces. As the weeks go on, I'll practice that outside, either at a flat stretch or a track. So I'm gonna get some electrolytes, and then we're gonna go over some of the data. I wore my polar chest strap to get some really accurate heart rate data. It ended up being right at 3 miles, which was exactly the amount of running volume I wanted it to be. So, man, I gotta get some electrolytes, change my shirt, change real quick, and then we'll go over some of that heart rate data from the Fartlek interval training session.
All right, so it's been a couple hours since I worked out. That was a rough one. And overall, it was a good workout. And that's kind of the idea behind Fartlek intervals is it should be a really tough interval session where it shouldn't be an easy walk in the park. And it's really gonna help you improve as a runner. So let's go over my heart rate data and just kind of how the workout went. So I got 3.01 miles. So it was right at 3 miles of running. It was 24 total minutes of running. So just to refresh, I did 4 rounds of 5 minutes at a 7:30 minute per mile pace with a 1 minute jog recovery at 10 minute mile pace. So for me, I'll show the heart rate on the screen here. My average heart rate was 171 beats per minute. So my heart rate was high throughout the entire workouts. My maximum was 183, and you can see on the screen here, I had 4 spikes in my heart rate, and that's, each interval. I wasn't able to get my heart rate down super low with that 1 minute jog recovery. Now, if it was more like 90 seconds or 2 minutes, you would see me be able to get my heart rate down a little bit lower. Then I think it got down to the 160 range. So if it was like a 2 minute jog recovery, then I would be able to get it maybe below my max aerobic heart rate or right there in that 150 range. But for me, I was getting it back down to about 160. And then at the peaks, I was getting it up in that 180 range, which evens out to about 170. So overall, this was a really tough workout. This is going to build from week to week. So what I'm doing with my higher intensity today is I'm alternating back and forth. So last week, I posted a video of a track workout that we did. And on some days of the week, we're doing a track workout that progresses from week to week. And then the next week, we do a Fartlek interval. The following week, go back to a track workout that increases in pace and difficulty just a little bit. And then the following week, it's another Fartlek interval workout that increases in difficulty. So we're alternating back and forth each week between these Fartlek intervals and these track repeat workouts. So very excited. This was definitely a tough one. After a workout like this, you're going to want to make sure that you get in a good source of protein, some carbohydrates, even some electrolytes, because you will be sweating from this workout like crazy. So make sure that you're recovering. You're definitely going to sleep well on the day that you do a workout like this because it is difficult. And my recommendation for implementing this is to no more than do one of these a week. You don't want any more than one a week. Like I said, 80 to 90% of your runs should be done at that low and slow pace. One of your workouts can be done, whether it's a workout at a track where you're doing repeats like 400s, 800s, 1200s, 1600s, stuff like that, or it can be like a Fartlek style where you're getting used to those faster paces. And you really need to find out what your goal pace is for a run and then create the structure along with that. So if you guys enjoyed this video or found anything helpful, hit that thumbs up button. And if you have questions, comments, let me know down in the comment section below. I would be happy to help any way that I can. I'm going to leave our podcast and other videos in this series at the top of the screen here. Make sure you guys check those out next, and I will see you guys in the next one.